Hello, it's me, Darkfry the Ninth, and recently, people have been talking a lot about a certain author for being a bigoted, transphobic fascist. I'm not gonna say her name, but it rhymes with J.K. Rowling. So, I want to do something a bit different today. Instead of talking about an author's bigotry and transphobia, I want to celebrate an author who stands for love and joy. I want to tell you why Chuck Tingle is my favorite author. If you know the name Chuck Tingle, it's either because A, you're already a fan of his work, in which case, hell trottin' yeah, fellow buckaroos, or B, you've been sent one of his hilarious titles by a friend of yours, or have seen a video from a big YouTuber reacting to his book titles.
Space Raptor Butt Invasion.
Slammed in the butt by my Hugo Award nomination.
Pounded in the butt by my own butt.
What?
Law firm, executive boner. Oh shit, dude, the executive boner?
The fear of the unknown gives my butt pause, but then I realize how powerful and unique I am, and we pound enthusiastically.
Kindle edition.
Creamed in the butt by my handsome living corn.
Like there's a polar vortex in my asshole and he's handsome. What's the reviews actually?
Pounded in the butt by my book, pounded in the butt by my own butt. Buck Trungle!
So, let's shoot the elephant in the room. Chuck Tingle is notorious for having hilarious book titles, and many people just laugh at these titles and stop there. If you think this is going to be just another video like that, you are making a truly embarrassing mistake. When I say that Chuck Tingle is my favorite author, I am being deadly, fatally serious, and I will genuinely try my best to convince you to actually read these books. Like any good author, there are layers to Chuck Tingle's work, and we will explore them starting with the surface. So let's kick the elephant in the room a bit more and talk about the titles. Yes, they are hilarious, and that's no accident. The titles are very descriptive. What you see is what you'll get. And what you'll get is a queer love story where one party is a buckaroo/ladybuck, and the other can be literally anything. Sky's the limit. Here's just a small selection for you to get an idea.
Bisexually banged by those heart candies with romantic messages that taste kinda bad, but I still can't stop eating.
Not pounded by biracial, because my current hetero-presenting relationship does not invalidate my queerness.
Mercury is in retrograde, and she eats my ass.
Living inside my own butt for 8 years, starting a business and turning a profit through common sense reinvestment and strategic targeted marketing.
Just kind of ignoring this sad, lonesome T-Rex who is screaming "debate me" from his folding chair. Slammed in the butthole by my concept of linear time.
My pool gets me in a wet... My pool gets me wet in a completely platonic way, and now we are close friends.
Angry man pounded by the fear of his latent gayness over a dinosaur transitioning into a unicorn.
Our special tonight is a salt-crusted shepherd's pie deconstruction served over slow-roasted turnips with green olive aioli and a side of your butthole.
Finally, some good fucking food.
Spooky sentient candy corn, lesbian butt buffet. You're fucking scissoring. Look, I can't prove that the last one was written to be in a cadence of spooky, scary skeletons, but it sure feels like it was. That one is from a collection of tinglers called Lesbian Food Gets Me Off 8 Tales of Edible Ladybug on Ladybug Love, which is one of the 3 Tingle books that I own physically. I would own more if shipping to the void wasn't so goddamn expensive. You know that argument, and that's argument in big quotes there, that homophobes had against queer people? If men can date other men, then what's next? Hooking up with aliens? Attack helicopters? When does it end? It's the slippery slope argument. Chuck Tingle takes that argument to its logical extreme and responds with, yeah, so what? He is basically snowboarding down the slippery slope argument while doing 1080-degree flips. The world presented in Chuck Tingle's books, the Tingleverse, is a utopia where these queer and unusual relationships are seen as normal and celebrated. This is something very important to understand about Tingle's work. While the titles of his books and the relationships they describe are funny, they are not jokes or punchlines. The relationships and romances are actually taken seriously. They're short stories, and the writing is humorous, and there are fourth wall breaks and self-inserts all over the place. But the love story is always real and never undermined or made fun of. Instead, the humor comes from the writing itself, and from the fact that being queer in and of itself is kind of funny sometimes. I mean, come on! Transing your heckin' gender? Choosing to be an eldritch mystery instead of a man or a woman? That shit's hilarious! There's a lot of humor and joy to be found in being queer, and Chuck Tingle's books are a stark reminder of that. They are having fun in the way that queer people do. They are a celebration of the queerness of being queer, as well as an exploration of queer identities. One of my personal favorite Tinglers is absolutely no thoughts of pounding during my fun day with this kind T-Rex because I'm aromantic and asexual, and that's a wonderfully valid way of proving love is real. As an asexual person myself, this book was very powerful. The way Chuck Tingle writes about asexuality is so nice and affirming that it genuinely helped me see myself in a kinder way. I can definitely see someone who is a closeted asexual learn more about themselves, discover their identity, and gain confidence and courage to be open about it. Not all of his books contain sex scenes, and I think that's heckin' great. Although I am asexual, I do still appreciate the way Chuck Tingle writes sex scenes. They do play an important role, not that it's necessary. Part of the slippery slope argument that homophobes love to use against queer people is sheer disbelief and questioning how they even function or express their love. How do you even have sex? How do you raise kids? Similarly, you may find yourself asking, how do you even write a sex scene involving a dinosaur, or a currency, or the concept of existential dread? How would you pound the pound? Or more accurately, how would the pound pound you? You'd be surprised. There's a lot of creativity on display here, but it's also described so casually and normally. The sex that should be impossible is just another boundary that is effortlessly crossed by love. It's just so nice and brimming with love and positivity, and we need more of that. We need more art that unequivocally celebrates queer joy. I should mention that Chuck Tingle is also a very prolific horror author. His first horror novella, Straight, is the other book of his that I own physically, and it's great. I hear a lot of people say that they appreciate his more serious work, and while I get what they mean, I'm not a huge fan of that framing. It implies that his more light-hearted works aren't serious art, and thus don't have anything of value to offer, which I really disagree with. Queer stories and art often fall in the horror genre, as they explore the trauma and bigotry that queer people face daily. Even in his horror books, Chuck Tingle's kindness and personality shines through. There is an unwavering belief that is palpable in his writing. He believes in love. He believes in identity. He believes in uniqueness. He believes in his characters. But most of all, Chuck Tingle believes in you. He also believes in himself. Chuck Tingle constantly calls himself the greatest author in the world. Sometimes he even does it in his books when he includes himself as a character. He's completely right, of course. Chuck Tingle is the greatest author of all time, and he should say it. he proudly advertises on the covers of his books that he is a 2-time Hugo Award nominee. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know who this Hugo person is that is offering these awards or why they're so important, but I think it's inconceivable that the Chuck Tingle was just nominated for them. So, Dr. Chuck Tingle, if you are watching this, consider this my direct appeal to you. Which would look better on the cover of your books? 2-time Hugo Award nominee or 2-time Dark Fry Award winner? I hereby present Dr. Chuck Tingle with the Dark Fry Award of Love and Excellence and the Dark Fry Award of Greatest Author in the Void for his work that keeps inspiring me and filling me with joy. I would like to end this video with one final message. If you're watching this and your reaction to everything I said so far was, "But Darkfry, I don't care about any of that because I'm not queer," this is my genuine and heartfelt plea to you. Please question that. Interrogate your identity and explore yourself. You'll be shocked at what you find. You can and do relate to queer stories. Look for and engage with queer art that's outside of your comfort zone, whether that is Chuck Tingle's work or any one of the myriad queer artists out there. You may find that you as a person are more complex and unique than you realize. Even if you just end up right where you started and conclude that you are straight or cis or what have you, it's a journey worth taking. I guarantee you will emerge out of it a better, richer, more open-minded person. And no matter what conclusion you reach, you deserve love. Because love is powerful. Love is beautiful. Love is queer. Love is complicated. Love is serious. But above all, love is real. Hello, buckaroos and ladybucks. Welcome to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, then please subscribe to my channel and join my Patreon where you can give me money, like these wonderful people do, and gain access to my Discord server and my undying love. Special shout out to my favorite children, 333M and Seth Zard. They're my favorites because they give me more money, you see. I should also mention, if I convinced you with this video to jump on the Chuck Tingle train, he has a new book coming out soon, a horror novel called Bury Your Gaze, and I think the title tells you all you need to know. Buy it, read it when it comes out, support him and his work, he's amazing. Anyway, see you all next time, love is real.